supposed to be live. Hi guys, and welcome to this review of Deadpool 2, and this is of course a non-spoiler review. So now that the stream has officially started, according to what I'm seeing, and this is a live review, I'm gonna start. And there's already Irko in the chat. That's awesome. And hi Zeko. So this is going to be, like I said, non-spoiler, so let's start. Without further ado, if somebody misses some parts, you can just, go back and just watch the recorded version. So guys, just came back from the movie. Me and Shinona watched it together. It was a great time. Yeah, because we were together, that was the great time. But the movie itself, well, I know that everybody are talking about how great is this movie, but for me and her actually kind of wasn't. And me and her, we don't always share an opinion because we have different viewpoints of some things, but some other things we pretty much share. You um, how we saw some of the scenes, the plot points, the story, and all of that. So basically, guys, this movie, I'm just gonna tell you that, not gonna talk any spoilers, like I said, but there was so many cliches in this. It was kind of slow paced at the beginning, which I think a lot of people can confirm. And what happened like the first 5 or 10 minutes in the movie was such a cliche that I couldn't believe that they did that. And actually, the movie starts with some, the title screen of the movie. When they roll the first titles, you can see that the movie itself is like, what the hell happened? Did you really do that? I mean, that was funny, but that really didn't make it better that what they did stayed out for the whole movie. It was, permanent. So, extreme cliche. And from the other hand, how they tied that cliche to Cable, again, no spoilers, it's again a cliche. His story is a cliche. What brings them together is a cliche. I mean, both characters, Cable and Deadpool. The kid itself was just dreadful, like so annoying, which is probably one of the points. But what to tell ya? So first he was on purpose overweight so they can make some jokes about that. There was not overweight superheroes. What a discrimination, which is ridiculous. I didn't know if the movie trying to say that that is a discrimination or that is not a discrimination, and what the kid was saying is actually SJW crap, but it kind of sounded that they really meant that. So that irritated me a lot. And of course that everybody can be a superhero if they have powers. So yeah, he had pretty big powers, let me tell you that. But it was just so over the top annoying in so many ways. He was obnoxious. I couldn't stand any second of him on the screen. I was just praying for Cable to kill him already, like literally. Then, at the end of the movie again, something related to that again happened that was complete cliche again. I mean, it was fun, throughout. There were so many fun moments. There were some super great moments with Colossus. And the fact that Deadpool wants to grab his butt, which you can see in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. I'm gonna answer that sec, just a sec. So so there was a joke, again that's not a spoiler, but there was a joke about that thing, that Deadpool grabs Colossus butt at the end, and I have to say it now. It's not a spoiler, but just have to say it because it's very funny. Someone said that Deadpool, he has to F Colossus or something like that. Oh, that was so funny. Yeah, and Colossus is so manly, so awesome that I won't blame Deadpool if he wants to do that. He's just the manliest man that you can see in this movie. Um, and there were some cool surprises, very funny ones, like funny cameos. There were some surprisingly funny comedy at times that were, I mean, it wasn't actually a cliche, but most of it, I think, was. One of the saving grace for me from the, I mean, of this movie, because there were so many disappointing parts that are relate to these cliches that, the audience in the movie theater, they found it funny. I mean, some things, but those things I was like, okay, I saw that. Like, when I was little, I saw other movies, so many other movies with these same things, and it's no longer anything that you haven't seen before. It's the opposite, it's something that you've seen so many freaking times before. And although the movie had some meaning into it, put, throughout, uh, because it was I mean, that meaning was created with the cliches. It fell flat. So I, I felt like I was cheated. I mean, in the way that I was expecting something that was much more clever, much more original, but I didn't get almost none of that, except except some of the things with Colossus that I really enjoyed and Domino here. Domino is probably one of the best characters that I've seen in a superhero movie. She is really original, to me, how they, use her, I mean, how they showcased her powers was just wonderful to behold. It was great. Every single second with her is great. She's really great. Really love her. Some humor, because Seko just asked if there's any, you know, if this movie is any similar to the original. Well, yeah, of course it is. It's Deadpool. But the first movie, because it was the first movie, had a lot of elements, a lot of things that you can appreciate for the first time because it was the first time that we ever seen these things. It did have more originality, and this has but not enough of it. I mean, the way that everybody are talking about this movie is like it's end all be all, but it's very disappointing in many many ways. At least for me and for us too. Which so I don't know how you're gonna view it. A lot of guys are gonna laugh their asses off. I'm just feeling that it lacks a lot of intelligence that could have been put in this movie in terms of the humor and the jokes and how everything was made. The whole plot, how it was created, everything was a cliche again. So it's like somebody sit down and wrote an already existing story that we've seen 1,000 times. That's how this felt like. Sorry, so sleepy, so sleepy. I just can't hold it. Sorry, just cannot. It's freaking midnight. Just came back from the movie theater. It's midnight. So sleepy. So I'm trying to compose all my thoughts. But this, what I explain, is the main thing. About this movie. And hey, to some black dudes, happy to see you here. I'm gonna, discuss the whole movie more in depth if I can find some time to make a spoiler review along with some of my friends this week. So that's gonna explain some of the things that I'm trying to say here. Um, you know, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, not that I didn't enjoy it. Yes, I enjoyed the movie overall. It's just that so many other things, brought it down from the start. They did. Then they elevated the movie, especially when we saw the first time that we saw Cable. That was great. When we met Domino, that was super great. We just didn't get enough of her because she's at the end of the movie. And Cable is great. Josh Brolin is just stellar. He's awesome. He's awesome. Mm. But that kid is ruining everything. I mean, I cannot stand any second when that kid is on the screen. So there's that. I'm kind of sad about some characters that I thought that I'm gonna see more in the movie, but they just weren't there. On coffee pills. Yes, I hope that Venom is great as well. So, let me just think of something that I can say that is not a spoiler. Okay, so there is just heads up. There is a scene that's kind of behind the first credits. There's not an end credits scene behind the whole credits, which thank God that that is the case, because I just can't stand waiting, through the whole credits like in the Marvel movies. So there is a quick end credit scene, and I was again very disappointed with that because everybody was saying, "Ah, there's amazing credit scene," and that was like, you know. But right after that, right, when I wanted to leave the teaser and all of that, there is an amazing end credit scene that just gonna blow your mind. I mean, the whole movie, the price of the whole movie is worth even just to see this last scene. It's that good. It's really that good. And everybody that were telling me that, I was like, what can it be? I mean, what can it be? But it's really the best end credit scene in the whole universe. It's really the best. It's just so funny and so great. You would love it. You would love every second of that. I was laughing out loud. I was poof, mind blown, mind blown. So that's about it, pretty much, guys. What I can say. Okay, let me think. Some special effects. Okay, CGI. CGI good sometimes, sometimes not that good. CGI on Colossus is better than the previous movie, I think. Definitely better. Oh god, sorry again. Um, Sorry that I'm so sleepy, but definitely there's a character that I cannot name, a very big character. It was one of the surprises of the movie. His CGI wasn't that good. You'll know who that is when you see him. Some other parts that were, pretty obviously CGI, not that good. So there's some good special effects, some bad special effects. Comedy, like I said, there's hit and miss. Some of the jokes were flying so fast that you couldn't even catch them. They're just like that. And by the time that you're trying to even figure out what the joke is, they're already on the next, on the next, on the next. So you're just lost pretty much of what the heck is going on. So there's some of these moments that are like that. And Deadpool himself, Ryan Reynolds, he did his best job here. He's really Deadpool, and how he played in this movie. Every single bit of that is perfect. It's great. And yeah, well, you can say that he's my favorite character in the movie, plus Cable, plus Domino. Definitely my three favorite characters from the whole movie. Yeah, well, that's it. It's 5 p.m. here. Well, it's midnight, so I need sleep. Oh no, for me, this movie is not topping Infinity War in any case. It's just that. I mean, there's no. I don't think there's like a real comparison, because Infinity War is a movie that it has so many other things in it. The budget is so much higher. There's so many more things going on. It actually has a lot more depth than this, and it actually has more originality than this, and a lot less cliches than this. So yeah, for me, Infinity War is way better than this. But again, there are two totally different superhero movies. Like, there's not really anything to compare here, if you ask me. Just how I see it. But again, you can enjoy both movies. There's nothing wrong with that. If you enjoyed this movie more than I did, that's great. All the power to you. I just wish that I did, because it's not nice when the tickets now are higher prices for some reason, like a lot higher, and I'm going there and I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my money on a movie, you know, or that I could have, you know, watched it when it was a lot lower price at some point. But I'm very happy that I did, because that last scene, because the overall experience after all, and the fact that I did enjoy it, it's not like I didn't. It's just the other things that I mentioned that really brought it down, because again, I expected you know, something more original, and I got a full list of film cliches that we've seen 1,000 times. I just cannot mention that. It's just really, I mean, the way that it was shot even was a cliche from 1,000 movies. So yeah, if I have to give some kind of rating, and I really have to, I would say that Deadpool for a superhero movie, although it falls in its own category, there's not really a movie like that that's breaking the fourth wall. It's comedy and serious. It's not serious. But as a movie, superhero movie, I would say that it's about 7. Yes, it's about 7 out of 10. Yeah. Well, mm, 8 out of 10 for you. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. But I'm really happy that I went with my friend, and we had a great time together, as we always do. So that's awesome for me. I don't regret any of that. Okay, guys, so that is it. Have a good night, sleep well, and again, I'm gonna try to do a spoiler review for you guys, along with some other buddies of mine. They like the movie way more than I did, so it's gonna be an interesting discussion as soon as I find some time. So, yeah, yeah, Teko, I'm gonna sleep because I'm gonna pass out in front of the camera. So, good night to you, good night to everybody, or have a good day. X Force. Hi, Pudding. Mm. Well, he's not in the Marvel universe quite yet, the official Marvel universe, that is. So, he was like not the main. I mean, he's not like Spider-Man, but he is becoming a lot more, you know, mainstream and more famous than that he ever was. So there's that. Things change. Things that does change, and characters evolve. But thank you to Pudding for being here. Looking forward to do a spoiler discussion if you like. So that's it, guys. Thank you again very much for watching. Sleep well, have a nice week, and till next time with me, Gary G Reviews.